I'm really grateful for the opportunity to be able to speak to our community on a regular basis. It means a lot to me, that, because communication, interaction is so important. In fact, it's everything in life. And it's about a conversation. This is the start of that conversation. And a conversation, not just a conversation about what's the weather and having a general chat, which I suppose could also be nice, but it's a conversation which is actually a continuation of a conversation that Jews have been having for generations and generations. It's a conversation which speaks in the language of tomorrow. There's a statement on the website which says, the Torah speaks in the language of tomorrow. Because God gave us the Torah for all times and all places. When God spoke those opening words and He says, I'm the Lord your God, when He revealed Himself at Mount Sinai, that was the start of a great Jewish conversation. And when we converse and discuss and debate Torah ideas as inheritors of this incredible tradition, what we are really doing is engaging in a dynamic conversation with Hashem and a dynamic conversation with the generations of Jews that come before us. When you study something in the Talmud or something in the Chumash or the commentators, there's a big Jewish debate going on. And that's what this is part of, extending that debate to deal with the relevant and pertinent issues in our lives. Because the Talmud says God looked into the Torah and He created the world. And so whatever we want is in there. Everything in the world can be found in the Torah. Whatever is there, that we have to just find our guide. And that's what this website is about, and that's what this conversation is about. Everything is in the Torah. When we say that Torah speaks in the language of tomorrow, that means all situations and all life and everything that we go through, there is a Torah message to be discovered to give us inspiration and guidance. Take the World Cup, for example. When we're contemplating the huge positive energy that the World Cup is generating in South Africa, there's got to be a message in that for us. There is a Torah perspective on what is going on. And I think part of what we need to do is appreciate the tremendous confidence and trust that the international community has given to the South African government and the South African people to host the premier sporting event in the world. This says a lot about us. It says a lot about the South African government. Part of that message, I believe, is a message of excellence. It's a message of excellence which says to the South African government, if you can achieve this kind of excellence, when that whistle blows for the opening game of the World Cup, we all know that, God willing, everything is going to be in place. It's going to be perfect. The stadium, please God, will be perfect. Everything is going to be pristine and ready, and it's going to be a showcase for the entire world to take pride in. And we demand the same levels of excellence on the South African government in healthcare, in crime fighting, in education, in housing, in the economy, all the areas. Excellence is now the benchmark. In the same way, when that first whistle blows, there's no margin for error. It should be in a hospital. There's no margin for error that babies can die. How can it be, as the health minister said, that we have rising infant mortality in South Africa? We can't accept that. If we're capable of the excellence of staging the World Cup, we're capable of excellence to save lives in all spheres of service delivery in this country. We expect no less because we know that our government is capable of that. But you know, sometimes it's always easy in life to look at other people and say, this is what you should be doing. But what about us? As a community, we have responsibilities, because look at the track record of our community. In the last more than 150 years, look what South African Jews have built. The generations of Jews that have come before us have built the most incredible shuls and great schools and great welfare institutions. We have built great security organizations. We've done an enormous range of things. Now we can take pride in that, but that pride leads to a challenge, meaning when going forward, all of our communal leaders and the various communal organizations have to ask themselves, are we delivering the excellence we are capable of? And it's not just for the committees, it's for the members and the participants in all of these organizations to come forward and demand these levels of excellence and to be part of the solution. Because look what we've achieved in the past. We must continue to achieve that excellence. Mediocrity is absolutely not acceptable, given what we have shown we are capable of. But even on a more personal level, we have to even go one step further. Again, it's easy to talk about communal institutions and governments, but what about ourselves in our own personal life? The message of excellence has to be carried forward into there, which means we have to strive for excellence all the time, growing continually. That is the heart of what it means to be a human being. When God gave the name to the first human being, He called him Adam, Adam. And the Torah says it comes from the word Adamah, the ground, taken from the dust of the earth. One of our great philosophers who lived a few hundred years ago, the Maharal of Prague, asks and says, why give the name to a human being on the dust of the earth? The human being is a soul. All of Judaism teaches that we are spiritual and that we have our greatness comes from the neshama. Why focus on the dust of the earth on the body? Maharal answers and says, the earth, the ground, is pure potential. Piece of land, what is it? Depends what you do with it. You can build something beautiful on it. You can plow it and fertilize it and plant seeds and water it and turn it into a wonderful orchard. Or you can leave it to be barren. And so too with a human being. Every human being is pure potential. Come into this world as a baby is a piece of land. You can make what you want with that. But that potential has to be actualized and grown and developed. To be a human being is to grow and to develop and to actualize and fulfill that potential. That is why in the language of our sages, the human being is called the holech, the walker. Angels are called, interestingly enough, omeid, the ones who stand, because angels are perfect, but they're static. Human beings are imperfect, but we're dynamic, changing all the time. And that dynamism is either going to be upwards, improving, striving for excellence, or a downwards decline. It's never static. That's what it means to be a holech, a walker, which is why Torah law is called halacha. It's walking, it's striving for excellence, it's becoming better. And so part of the message in this time of excitement around the World Cup is that we all have to strive for excellence as a country, as a government, as a community, as individuals. And that striving for excellence in our own individual lives has to be real. Let's all become better human beings and better Jews in a real and tangible way. We all have to think of different areas to become a better husband, a better wife, kinder, gentler, better parent, a better child, give more charity, not speaking lashon hara, not speaking badly about others, to greet people warmly, with a smile, with an engagement, with integrity, with honesty, striving to improve our observance of Shabbat, striving to improve our observance of Kashrut, striving to learn more Torah. Just that we don't stay the same. We have to be dynamic, striving for excellence, never accepting mediocrity, never accepting second best. So let's take all of this huge positive energy surrounding the World Cup and harness it to grow and to become better and strive for excellence.